y'all. I'm coming. What's going on? Wait a minute. Hold on. There we go. Hey, y'all. What's happening? Wait a second here. What's happening, everybody? Turn the music on. Okay. Happy Sunday. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Rashandra. What's going on? How y'all doing today? Y'all, it's been a good weekend for me, but I'm run down today. Okay. But we're going to get through it. We're going to find some laughter on this, even though the story is a sad story, but we can always find laughter even when it's something tragic. So oh, Bob, you doing good? That's good. All right, let me see. I think I got my homegirl here. She waiting at the door. Wait a minute, let me put my slides on and get to the door and answer the door. Okay. What's going on? Hey, what's happening? What is happening?
I heard your little house shoes coming to the door.
Right. That's right. I know. I saw somebody out the peephole. I was like, "Who is that?"
That's me. Look.
Oh goodness. How you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you? Oh, we in a box today.
Yeah.
Look, I got it too now.
Yeah, we know. Let me see. Wait, do I still got my circles? Oh,
yeah.
There you go. The circle. Okay.
I got the circles now too.
Yeah. You know, they be changing up so much stuff. Look, next week it might be triangles. Okay, every other week
they got that.
It might be an octagon. Next week, a pentagon.
Okay.
Who knows what they might do? They keep on changing something up. So, what they need to change up is lower the price. But we ain't even going there. We ain't going there.
We ain't gonna go there.
We ain't going there. Wait a minute. I think somebody at the door. Wait a minute. I hope it's not Jehovah's Witness or Mormon. Okay, because we don't want it. It's like, no.
I don't want it either.
You know something? I should have said that. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. It could be somebody in here that's Jehovah's Witness or Mormon. And no disrespect. I'm just having fun. So I do want to clear that up real fast. For somebody send me a little nasty comment. Look, I ain't laughing at nobody's religion. Do your thing, okay? It was just a joke. Okay. Hey Candy, what's going on? Lemon Kush, what's up? Yeah, Lemon Kush got that Kush. Okay.
We don't want people to get sick.
Yes, what's going on? How you doing, Toy? How was your weekend so far?
I'm doing good. My weekend was good so far. I hope y'all's was the same.
Yeah, I've had a good weekend. Today I'm run down today. But but it was good for me.
It's turning around for me.
Well, that's good. The beginning of a week. So it'll turn around. So, and I'm sure Tamika will pop in when she is ready. So before look, y'all, I was going to do 3, 4, and 5. I could not get the time to do 5, but we definitely gonna talk about 3 and 4. We can talk about those in the whole. And if we want to just kind of pick up on stuff on 5, it's fine. But I didn't do any, like recap about it. So but we're gonna get through it and do the best we can. We're gonna get through the best we can. Wait a minute, hang on one second. Now, Tori, you wasn't here, or Muchi wasn't here last week either. So, but Tori, I'm gonna ask you. Okay, I remember in the comments last week, you made me feel like an old great grandma because you said you was 3 months old or something. What'd you say? 3 months old?
Like 3.5 months.
Oh, you was like a wah baby.
Mhm.
Yeah. She 3. Hey, Tamika, 3 and a
What's going on,
half
Right,
Tamika?
was
months
changing
old.
your diapers in between
When
commercials.
I thought I said I probably was babysitting Toy because I'm 18 at the time when this whole situation happened. So
Yeah,
I
I was in college.
oh okay okay so I said well but it's been talked about for so many years. It's been over 30 plus years, and this story is still being talked about. Matter of fact, I just saw it today. There's a new documentary getting ready to drop on Netflix coming out this week, or no, next
Mm-hmm.
week, October 7th or 8th or something, about the Menendez. It's from the brothers' perspective. They talk to them in prison, and I don't give it. I'm tired of hearing from them.
You
I don't
remember the
want to hear
other
from
one I
them.
told you too, Inga, the one that they had where they was talking about the Menudo too, because the
I know.
father
I
was
seen that one
in
or heard about that.
he worked for RCA.
Mm-hmm.
And look at what we're talking about today's date with stuff that's going on with the music industry. His father worked for RCA and he was like
Mm-hmm.
was really
He was
into Menudo. Really
right.
into Menudo, and things have come out about it now. And
Mm-hmm.
and TikTok has a page now where they're fighting for the Menendez brothers as
Yeah.
far as getting their case reopened again.
Well, you won't see me on there. I don't want them out in the street. I don't want them out. But um,
I just look, don't pow the messenger.
yeah, no, I know. No, I'm not.
Ready to throw some rocks at me,
Oh,
girl.
wait a minute. We got somebody else at the door. Avon.
Yeah, I'm
Avon's
ding
calling.
dong.
Hello.
Avon's calling. Do you
Hey,
do
Miss
you have
Sierra.
my Avon products? I've been waiting.
I got what you need. I'm here. I
That's
got what you
right.
need.
That's
I need
right.
some skin cell sore.
Right. So okay, so Toria, since you are the youngest one on the panel and you just been hearing about it over the years,
Mhm.
what's your thought? Because you, I might be biased. I think I am biased because I told them last week that I'm not on their side. I'm not. I'm shaky about some of their story. So since you got fresh eyes, what you think about just overall if they innocent, guilty, whatever the case may be? Well, we know
Well,
we're guilty because they took out the parents, but I meant of the
yeah,
other allegations
yeah.
that they saying. Mm-hmm.
They were when I was watching it, because I actually just finished it on Friday. Like I finished the last episode on Friday. And I feel like it's so conflicting because it's like they told a good story, or they were at least somewhat convincing at first, at least when they had the mistrial the first time when they did the hung jury. But when they went back the second time, it was like, okay, we just gonna flat out just find them straight up guilty, but we don't know if we gonna put them to death or we gonna let them do life without parole. But we just know that we gonna send them to prison for a while. Like that's literally what it came down to. And it's like they were doing so much dumb stuff that would lead the people to believe that they were guilty without, beyond a reasonable doubt. Like you going around doing shopping sprees. Hold on, are we gonna be talking about the prison episode today? Is that today?
Yeah. I mean, we can because you wasn't here for 1 and 2, neither was Moochie. So
Yeah,
I
wasn't
want to
here for
let
1 and
y'all have your time to do 1, 1, 2, and then we get into 3 and 4. It's like what y'all talk from the beginning, how it started.
Because that prison episode, I thought I was watching a sitcom.
What with the dimes and them pulling the wig off and all of
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Cleaning the wig and all of that, trying to get the money to get the products, like the facial products, the skincare products. I'm like, y'all are in prison, like y'all are not at Club Fed, y'all are not at a country club, y'all are in Gen Pop.
Special suntan oil, suntan lotion.
What sun are you getting? I thought that was episode 20, but like I said in your chat last week,
it was hilarious.
It was so graphic with them actually showing after they took their parents out. I didn't know they were going to go.
It was actually graphic in real life though.
Yeah,
I can believe
what they showed on TV ain't even really how graphic that thing they say it was. They said half the mother's face was laying on the other side of the room. Like they took blew the whole father's top of his head. You know what I'm saying?
This was the closest to it being illustrated,
closest,
though.
right,
This is the
right.
closest, and
Right.
and that was kind of like
Mhm.
grotesque. It wasn't grotesque, but it was
Yeah.
like something to see.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
freaked out about it, but I did say if anybody is, I understand, you know, especially if they've been through some type of trauma like this, you know, that it could trigger somebody. So,
Inga, if you thought this was not traumatizing, wait till you see what they about to do for the 3rd season of the Monster series. I found out who they doing it on, and they really about to go out. I said, if you thought what they did
the
with
guy
Jeffrey
from
Dahmer,
Sons of Anarchy, right?
no,
They did the guy from Sons of Anarchy.
they doing it on Ed Gein.
No, I'm saying the guy who played on
Is
Sons
that
of
the guy
Anarchy
from the
gonna play
80s?
when he gonna be in it though. The guy who played Jax on Sons of Anarchy.
I think so. I think so.
I thought that's heard that he's he gonna be the lead guy in there. Yeah, he gonna be the
they doing Ed Gein, and I'm like, if y'all don't know who Ed Gein
this guy
is,
was a big time.
He was the one that they based the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie off of.
Right.
Except
yeah,
he didn't
What?
use a chainsaw, but the story about him taking people's skin and making furniture and wearing it, that's all true.
That's a real story.
That's a real, so like,
or loosely
that
based on a real story. Yeah.
Yeah, it's based on that. Man. Whew, when I found out about that, I said I'm slightly intrigued. Is there something wrong with me? But
I like stuff like this, even as we shouldn't like true, you know, this true crime stuff. But I'm intrigued by the stuff. I like it, you know.
That's what it is. I'm intrigued by it.
Yeah, me too. I go down a rabbit hole.
Because when it comes like the Jeffrey Dahmer, when they did his, I already knew like a little bit about his story. When it came to Menendez brothers, I heard of them. But when it comes to people like Ed Gein, I only hear the name, but I only like slightly know the story. So I'm curious of how they are going to handle this. One might be one of their most gruesome seasons yet.
Yeah,
it's in top Jeffrey Dahmer with this one, with the one we are talking about today. Because they show some stuff, show everything.
Yeah. But the first 2 episodes, but I was surprised, like when I was watching the first episode, that they went there immediately. Like it's like they jumped right into it. I was like, oh, what? I thought we was gonna warm our way up to it, but they wasted no time getting right into it and all of that stuff right there. And I said, the brothers, I said their greed and their ego and the narcissism, that's what got them caught up. If they had just laid low and they didn't do all the extra stuff, they would have gotten away with this.
And that's where I'm coming from. But even though Tamika, Nita, and Miss Kara got me straight last week, and they said, Inga, 2 things can be true, that they could have been, you know, had the little essays, you know, issue, plus you know, they could have had that, plus also did the stupid stuff that, you know what I mean? Like it's 2 things can be true at the same time. It was just all these years. I mean, I'm at the point now, I'm not gonna say no more that they wasn't touched by their father. I think the father was a creep. He was not only verbal abusive, physically abusive. He probably touched him and did stuff. And the mother probably sat back and knew what was going on, but she was all messed up her own self. So it might have happened. But the reason why I just never, you know, I just like I'm not caring about what they're saying is because of the way they, like you said, Tori, the way they handled it, the way they're behaving, the way they handle things. So that's where I'm coming from with. So that's why I'm not on the bandwagon of let's get these guys out of here. But
neither am I with that.
Yeah,
it's just certain things that to me it was planned out. It was
premeditated.
Premeditated.
Yes. And Moochie, if they were in the house and the mother and father were grabbing them, throwing them on the ground, attacking them, ripping their clothes off, then I can see you picking up a weapon, do what you need to do because you're protecting yourself. They planned this for weeks. They went out of their way to 2 hours away to San Diego, wherever it was, to go get the pow to get the weapon, and then you go outside and reload and come back in and finish off your mother some more. She's crawling around on the ground. because I watched a lot of, not just this thing, Tori, and I've watched over the years lots of documentaries and TV movies on this. They've been doing TV movies on this thing for
since
years.
the 90s.
Since the 90s, yes. Since the 90s. Yeah.
And this was a big trial on TV too.
Right.
Like this is the baby phases of court TV.
Right.
Where you would see this on TV, not just the highlights. Like you would see the highlights on the news every night of the trial.
No social media.
Yeah, but then they had those channels and stuff like that.
We had the Nancy Grace, Larry King, CNN. It was on, and we was watching stuff, court TV. We was watching it day and night, and they would be talking about it day and night.
You know what doesn't make sense to me with this case though? If he got away and went all the way to Princeton, you mean to tell me you couldn't you was out of the house, so you flunked out to come back? It's just certain stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
Not making sense to me, and it seems like the older brother Lyle had a problem with the cocaine.
I think he's a psychopath myself. For some reason, I just don't. To this day, I'm not believing them. I don't know. I'm not saying I just think this. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. It's just because one day I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it did happen, and another day I'm like, yeah. I just felt like they came up with this story after they found that they was going. Miss Carey, I think they came up with this after they found that they was about to get the death penalty. Then all of a sudden, now I don't know. That could be wrong. Now I'm saying I'm throwing something out there to see what it stick. I don't know.
So to me,
I feel like it's not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just feel like it's not fair to say how people deal with grief and how people deal with being abused, because you have women that are abused and have Stockholm syndrome and can't seem to leave and can't seem to get away. So even though they were older, they weren't grown, and you don't really know how to respond to that. And then
that's true. And I take that.
Now, taking out their parents was hella drastic, but yeah.
And I take that consideration on what y'all said. Yeah. Because I was like, I had the blinders on. I was like, no, I only see it this one way. But then since y'all said that last week, I've even thought about it. I said, something probably did go down. I believe something was going on.
And I think what made them not be or appear sympathetic was because they definitely came from money. It's not like the average person could relate to them, because not everybody was came from wealth. And that was hard for people to relate to them on that level. And then based on how they were acting, people they made themselves not relatable. They didn't appear sympathetic. Like no one could feel sorry for them. And that's what their attorneys were trying to get them to do. But which one was it? I get them mixed up.
Oh, Lyle is the oldest one with the wig.
Yes. Erik is he was the main. He was the main one that was like literally like as I was watching, I was like, you need to tone it down. Like we know that you we know you're used to a certain lifestyle, but know your surroundings. Know where you are at right now. Like you are not outside. You're not at the country club. You're not at these nice fancy 5-star places that you're used to. You are in jail. You are facing the death penalty for what you did to your parents, and they're trying to save you. Like your attorneys are trying to save you at least from not getting the death penalty, at least if they couldn't get you off. But you keep doing all of these things for them to not get their solid case. I mean, well, I don't want to jump ahead because we about to get into another episode.
Yeah,
I feel like Lyle was I feel like Lyle was a sociopath, and he just could not control how he was behaving. Like because he didn't even try. From before he went to jail to when he got in jail, it was like, sir.
Right. Yeah. I wanted to ask Moochie, because you wasn't with us last week, what you think about when the mama ripped that wig off his head? I know you hollered. I know you fell off your sofa. I was like, oh. I know you fell off your sofa on the floor laughing.
It looks painful.
I know that was painful.
That looked painful. Like you can't tell me you don't got migraines from that.
Yeah.
It looked like blood might have been coming out his scalp. The way she ripped it off so fast.
So was he like he was going through like a ball phase early on, like he was
going bald. They was talking about that on the news, though. They was teasing them about the wig back in the day. I remember that.
And do you remember, Moochie, when Saturday Night Live used to do all the jokes about
Lyle is worried about his hairpiece.
Saturday Night Live had so many jokes back in the day. It's still on. You can still find them on YouTube. They so many people, some comedians was doing jokes on them back in the day. Yeah. No one took them serious. So, but now you got a younger generation now, and they have now. Because also too, we know different now about people who got who've been touched and messed with whatever. So we look at things different. That was a
secret that was kept in a lot of homes.
Yes. So a lot of people are now coming, now people are coming out of their cocoon, coming clean with the stuff now and shaming their family and everything. So I think that's why they got all that sympathy from people now. Because times have changed,
I agree.
So
yeah, I do think that factors in. I actually believe them about that part. I still don't think that they deserve to get out, and I don't agree with the way they did that to their parents. But I just don't think you can go into that much detail of the things that they saying happened to them. I don't see a person making that up. It's just,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean,
it's too much.
Yeah, the more I think about it now, I mean, over the years, I think that I agree. I think something happened too. Now I'm
especially when you're talking about the father, because like I said, male on male is just such a bad stigma on it.
I'm just trying to figure out why they was going to the psychiatrist. Why didn't they tell them?
Well, they wasn't really supposed to talk to the psychiatrist. They only ended up having to go because they got caught with the stealing.
That was talked about in here too. They
because her father said not to.
So we're gonna jump right into episode 3. We got this.
Anyway. This part was funny.
We got this bozo psychiatrist. I'm gonna tell y'all, if he's y'all psychiatrist or therapist, quit and run, get away. Get away from him. I hope he got his license taken.
I don't know how he got a license in the first place.
But Torian, I know you be always doing your investigative reporting. Find out if this guy got his license, because we need his license taken away from him.
Dr. Oziel. We need to look up Dr. Oziel.
Yeah. He needs. His wife called him and said, "Jerry, you need to get home. They is here." And this was March 1990. Okay, by this time, you need to hurry and get home. And it turned out it was that old side piece, Judalon. She done ran and squealed because you know what they call a woman scorn. What R. Kelly say when a woman's fed up?
Fed up, ain't nothing you can do about it. And
ain't nothing you can do about it. So R. Kelly said, right? And he now look where he at. So when a woman's fed, and look, Miss Kara, look, she said, "Oh, you gonna kick me to the curb? You done lied to me saying you gonna leave your wife and kids and everything, and now I'm gonna go and squeal." And he did the wrong thing, y'all. Is by that pillow talk. Look, us ladies up here. Look, I know we can do the pillow talking, but some things you just can't be saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes some pillow talk you can't.
Pillow talk. That's not like
when he had her in the office. When he had her in the office, he said, "I need you to come to the office and stay just because may need a witness, because this is after they told him about what happened." And then he got off the phone with Lyle, and he was cussing him out on the phone, and he was like on his way down there. That drive down there had me cracking up because I thought he was going to crash on his way.
That's when he thought he saw his parent, and he was like, it was Halloween.
It was Halloween. Yeah. Right. And he was on his way to the office. And that's when he
that funny part was when and we talked about this last week, when the therapist go racing and running down the street.
To that payphone.
I mean, I would have kept running.
That part was kind of.
I would have kept running. I wouldn't even came back.
And let me tell y'all something. The way that a woman, it would be hard for a woman to run in high heel shoes. That's the same for us guys trying to run in dress shoes. They just not a high heel. It's hard to run because
you slipping and sliding with them.
Right, and like literally, you're not even running. You're kind of like hopping, and you're stumping, and you like literally are trying not to slide, and like in that heel might get caught under the stairs, and you might fall. So Yeah, I could understand it. Your feet be hurting by the time you get to your destination. It could be right down the hall. So when he was running like that, that wasn't him trying to be funny. That's how if a man is in dress shoes running at the highest speed that he can, opposed to wearing like some track shoes or something like that.
Well, he did do.
Inga that got stuck in the matrix.
I thought that was me.
No, not my. Yeah, that was my internet. Look, earlier we had technical difficulties with 69 ways. Now it look like I'm getting them. Okay, I don't know what's going on today. Lyle was trying to open up like a Buffalo Wild Wings, and he just living his best life, not paying no attention. And Tamika, they got him. They got him. He was trying to go to lunch, like just living his life
with his friends. With his friends, and he just like gathered them all up in that Jeep, and he was trying to take flight in that Jeep, and they was right there waiting for him.
Mo got a message for you.
Oh, that is not on my page. Whose page is that on?
Oh, it must be Torian.
No, it's not. I'm not sharing it on my side. I don't know whose page. Moda said no invite. Where's the love?
What's up, Moda, Jay?
Hey, Moda. Yeah, but I mean, they had his face down to the ground. His friends was probably like, "What's going on?"
They was really like, huh? What's happening? They probably scared.
He was obnoxious still, though.
He was.
Very much so.
Where he shows up at the jail, and so he told this officer, "Look, I can't go in here." And the guy said, "Yes, you can." He pushed his ass up in there. You going in here today?
I was gonna say filter on that, but that's not how it works.
Remind me of the Cleveland bus driver. You're going to jail now. You're going to jail now. You're going to jail.
And when he saw that big cockroach or water bug, whatever it was, he freaked out. Because he ain't used to seeing no stuff like that. Oh
no,
he ain't used to seeing no stuff like that. He ain't used to seeing no mice and roaches and water bugs and nothing like that. So he was like freaked out.
And I forgot Erik was he was overseas because he was
in Israel.
He was in a plane.
He was supposed to be playing like in a tennis tournament or something. Tennis tournament. And his family
because he was actually trying to become a professional.
Tennis player.
If things didn't go the way it went down, he probably would have been, some big time person playing tennis. So
he and his family would call and said, "Look, they just arrested your brother, and I don't know what to tell you, but you better hurry up and get back over here and get arrested here instead of overseas. Because if you get arrested overseas, it's going to be a whole lot worse if you get locked in an international prison. So you better find a way to get back to the States." He got on that plane, and when he got off that plane, it was right there waiting for him.
And he has a nerve to say, "You don't gotta put those on me." Really? Talking about the handcuffs. He was like, "You don't have to put those on."
Modai, I'm glad you, Moochie, I'm glad you said that because Modai is in the chat right now because we actually did a story about this woman, this teacher last year on Mo's other channel about this teacher who was drunk, and she was like, "No." She said, "You don't have to put the cuffs on me." It was her whole demeanor switched up. She was up there crying and everything, but the minute she said, "You know what? You don't have to put the cuffs on me." When I tell you, I had laughed so hard when that happened. That was too funny. Came up in there. I know her drunk levels was through the roof. Just that early in the morning, you came up in there drunk around them kids.
This was good with this because it did seem like a comedy sitcom when they showed what was going on with them in jail. With the dimes and everything.
Exactly. That's why this whole jail sequence was funny because you're taking people of privilege and very high privilege at that and throwing them into a world, the very last place that they would want to be at because, one gained a conscience and decided to confess, and then, the side chick heard it and she decided to go and spill the beans to pretty much the main detective.
Well, they side by side with each other. They neighbors now in the so but this didn't last long for them. But
right, exactly. Like I said,
it didn't last long. But well, who wouldn't want their sibling or their cousin or somebody next to them? At least you got a partner. You got somebody with you.
Right.
But and then not loud. Erik could never eat the food. He said it was making him sick, wanting to throw up. And this is part that Moochie. This was funny when he asked this black man, "You got any dimes?" And that man said, "You better SMD." You know what I'm saying?
What you think this is? I'm just gonna give away money for free.
Right. You know how how hard it how hard it was to get these coins to use this phone? And then I'm on limited, and then I'm on borrowed time to use for this phone call, and I'm only allowed one.
He was asking everybody and their mother for dimes, and then it was funny when he told the auntie he needed dimes, and she sent him $100 bill.
$100 bill. If I'm gonna do it this,
she said you could get all the dimes you want with that.
$100 gonna do?
Exactly. And then he ended up giving. He just really pretty much gave somebody $100 just for a roll of dimes.
Yeah.
After he was like, "Are you crazy? You know I'm not giving you $100 for the." He didn't have no choice.
He didn't have a choice.
This whole scene. This whole scene was
all of this was comedy. This was like a comedy. Yeah, I agree with you, Torian. This was like a sitcom.
I like the song that was playing.
Oh yeah, and the music went great. Yes. Yeah, this was a mess. But and then this when they ripped off his head. They in the shower and they ripped off his. Oh, I shouldn't laugh, y'all, because I know this is supposed to be tragic, but it was just funny.
It was tragic, all right.
It was just funny. Well, and Erik, all these cartons of milk. Like, first of all, do you know how much diarrhea you gonna have drinking all that milk?
Right. That part did kind of give me. I'm like, why are you drinking all of that milk? You about to be.
And then he wasn't taking showers.
Because he didn't want to be in the shower.
He wasn't taking showers.
He was scared to go in there. Yeah.
That's why he's stinking.
And but yeah, they say he was stinking and all that stuff.
He figured if I'm stinking, everybody will stay away from me.
Well, he took a shower with this man right here. This man with all the muscles.
He felt safe in there with him.
I would have too.
That was his boo, y'all. Y'all know that was his end up being his boo.
Yeah, that's his boo. That's his boo. Yeah, so that means Muscle Man. He was
well, Muscle Man said he waits till nobody's in there.
But he said he opened with his sexuality. He said he not hiding nothing. He is what he is, you know. So apparently he was in there for selling some crack. So and that's when they used to lock you away for 30 years for just having a little bit of crack on you, you know.
I feel like Erik struggled with that too. Like he didn't want to admit he didn't want to think that he it was like
yeah, because even in that scene when he was talking to the guy, he was saying I think the guy had asked him, was he a homosexual or something like that, and Erik said, no, I don't even like that word.
Right. Yeah, he did say that. Yeah, and at this point, Lyle is looking wild. His wig is twisted. It's on backwards or somewhere. It just slapped on top of his head like a dust mop at this point, you know. So I just can't get over the mother ripping the wig off. I'm still on that thing, y'all. I can't get over that scene. It's just hilarious.
Mean mama.
The mother was wild. And then we got Robert Shapiro. Everybody know Robert Shapiro from the OJ case. He's represented a lot of people that we know, a lot of old school celebrities back in the day. And he's, you know, and just the same in the OJ situation, he wanted to do a plea deal and with OJ as well, and that's what he wanted with these boys, because he's not one of them type of lawyers that want to go to trial and all that kind of stuff, you know. So he's not like a Johnny Cochran who's ready to go toe to toe. No, he rather let's cut a deal and he get his money and go on about his business. So but he didn't believe these guys.
No, he didn't. He was like, listen, we got time.
We'll go into Tamika. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying, he said, I ain't got time for it. Y'all know y'all guilty. That's it. Let's plea and move on. Like, I'm trying to save y'all from being taken out, but y'all gonna be staying in jail. Forget about not guilty.
Right. Like he said, he just couldn't find anything for himself to say they're innocent. He said, like, nah, I don't think so. And then he started pulling up them receipts and stuff like that. He was like, no. And then when he had to tell the family,
right?
When he told the family,
time, seriously though, because remember
at the time we did. I mean, we might be saying the same thing. Go ahead, Mikhail. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said because I feel like he didn't take them seriously, especially they didn't even want to talk about the case. They want to talk about Tanner and wig glue, and it's like you don't have nothing else.
Yeah, like how the hell are you talking about Tanner? They really was oblivious, and the family was too. And the fact that they was like, oh, we're firing you. He's like, okay, good, I quit. Like I ain't got time to wait.
No, he had so many other cases.
They showed the gas chamber, and they thought it was tanning booths.
Yeah, right.
Is that the sauna?
Right.
He said, "Is that the sauna?" He was like, "No, they're gas chambers.
Robert
and
Shapiro
side by side."
Robert Shapiro is a busy lawyer. He said, "Look, I got other cases, and it wasn't too much longer. He ended up having OJ, so he was busy. He was booked and busy. He ain't had time to be fooling with these boys. But see, that he did not know of the situation at this time. They hadn't said anything.
Right. No,
exactly. So that's so that could be one reason too why he didn't believe them.
But to me, why wouldn't you tell him then?
Because they were so dingy. Like I think they really thought they was just gonna walk out of it.
They wasn't taking any of this serious.
No, did you hear what Lyle said in this particular bottom picture? He told him, has anybody looked into Castro? Talking about Fidel Castro, because his father's from Cuba, and they thought maybe, he just keep trying to the lies just kept getting worse. And Robert Shapiro was like, "Look,
shut your dumb ass up."
Yeah, and then nobody was, they wouldn't believe it. So, the family fired him, and that was it on Robert Shapiro. And then this when they moved Lyle into another cell because he was putting notes in the mattress of Erik about an escape plan.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was crazy too. And when they showed them with the long hair.
No, but the thing is, what was so funny about it was the scenario that how they played it out, like how they fantasized how it was going to go. It's like, so we're going to do this. We're going to do this.
Like it was
this
a
way.
movie.
We're going to get out of this way. But
and they both
the part that got me,
on.
The part that got me was when they said we're going to go to a plastic surgeon. We're going to get some facial reconstruction. Then we're going to grow our hair out.
Yeah, because I was like, not y'all with these long blonde wigs on. Some of them
they were looking like what's the guy name from back in the day? Fabio. That's exactly what they look like.
They look like them romance novels. You could see their heads was in the cloud with stuff, yo.
It really was.
Millie is gonna grow their hair.
I don't know how they didn't get beat up in jail in the beginning.
Well,
they know something. To be in protective custody because
they might have. They just didn't show us this in this particular movie, but in real life, we don't know. They might have gone through it. We don't know. Especially at the beginning, they old pros now, so they probably know how to handle themselves. It's been 30-something years, but at the beginning, they probably did get beat up. And I agree with Candy. They thought they were above the law. I do agree with that. Yeah. But the uncle had told Erik, is there a friend, anybody in here that you can, trust? And that's when he's in here talking to this guy.
Exactly. So, I knew immediately when he asked that there's gonna be that black dude.
Well, now we meet
Leslie.
Y'all
at the same time like y'all was in church.
Amen.
Y'all said that all the time like y'all was at
church. Now we meet this the lawyer they finally had at the end was Leslie Abramson or something like that. Abramson, yeah. And she now they did a made for TV movie with her, about her play, and it's played by what's the lady who played Carmela on The Sopranos? I forgot the actor's name, but she played her, and it was made. It was NBC did it. It was on Tubi for a while, but Tubi might have taken it off. Okay. But they did a made for TV movie
Yeah,
about
no, I remember that one.
in this her version, like of everything that went down her
Yeah.
perspective. Yeah.
Oh, look, I gotta
So
watch that too.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
I'm
a
gonna see if
couple of
Tubi
them.
still have. It's a lot. It's so many of them for real. It's just
And
um
I said the one about Peacock, y'all, right? I told y'all that one. That's
Yeah, the Menudo one. I'm
yeah, we
watching
know.
that now.
Yeah, but it's a. I mean, I'm saying it's a lot of made for TV movies that they Lifetime did them back in the day. NBC,
Yeah, they
CBS.
did so many on
There
them.
was so many of them. Yeah, it's so many. It was almost like the Long Island Lolita. Remember they did all those movies on that girl, and
Yeah.
I mean that was big news back then too.
I used to
Amy
work near,
Fisher. I remember that thing happened.
I used to work near the body shop where they had with the guy by the
Oh,
Fuco.
by the Foucaults, you knew the people.
Yup. When that thing was going on, people was passing by that thing, taking
Yes,
pictures and
that
stuff.
was wild. That was the talk of the town at that time. See, we ain't had social media then, so that was every time that thing was on the news, everybody was watching. Yeah. So we meet her and her husband. Her husband is a reporter, and they're trying to adopt a child because she has an older child from a previous marriage or relationship or whatever, but they trying to have their own child, so they're trying to adopt. And so I don't know when she got time to take care of no baby, but she ended up did having a baby though in real life. Yeah, down she ended up did have but they adopted a child, but she was busy with this case. So but then she's talking here to a reporter, and she's in a restaurant, and this back when you could smoke in restaurants.
Oh yeah, the smoking section, the non-smoking, the smoking section. Yep.
Yeah, you can openly smoke, and which I'm glad they got rid of that because I used to get on my last nerve because both my parents used to smoke, and we'd be at the dinner table and they'd be just lighting up cigarettes and smoke, and so I could never get away from it.
For me, it was because I was like, I'm like, look, you got an ashtray. Dip your ashes in the ashtray. Why are you flicking it? Because I'm afraid it's going to flick over the food. I'm like, that's not pepper. That's ash.
I don't even want to smell no cigarette smoke while I'm eating.
Not where we sitting down eating and we're in a restaurant, too. So I used to see it all the time. But yeah, that's how it was back then. And she's getting louder, and then you can hear her talking all the way across the room in the restaurant.
Right.
To this reporter. And I mean, she was making some good points about black and brown people, how, they get about getting arrested and being charged. And I mean, she was making some good points on what she was saying. So I guess, she's one of those people, I guess, that she believed the victims and she goes and she helps people, but Dominic Dunn wasn't going for it. He wasn't here for it. Okay. Dominic Dunn, and a lot of people should know him. A lot of people should know Dominic Dunn. He wrote a lot of crime books. He wrote a lot of crime books, but people may not know. Y'all, I'm sure y'all know, but a lot of people might not know that his daughter, who played on Poltergeist, she was taken out of here by her boyfriend or whatever he was, fiance or something.
And what's so crazy
and this lady represented, that's why he had a hard on for this lady. He can't stand Leslie because Leslie represented the murderer who took out, who took out his daughter. So yeah, so that's
so
why he can't stand her.
Because I was watching this YouTube channel about this YouTuber named Ashley Says, and she actually talked about Dominique Dunn about maybe 2 months ago. And when I was listening to it, I was like, Dominic Dunn, that name sounds so familiar, but I couldn't put a finger on it. And then when he said, when it was a later episode, when someone says I was a fan of the Poltergeist, I was like, oh, that's him. That's the father of that girl who was taken out by her boyfriend. And I was like, oh,
yeah, she was Caroline's sister.
Her story is
don't go into the night, Caroline. Okay, whoever her name was, Caroline. Don't go into the night. It was her older sister, her big sister. That's who that was. Rest in peace to that
Dominique
lady.
Dunn's story. Yeah, Dominique Dunn's story is very, very dark, I should say.
Well, and then also too, people might know him too because every day, especially if you followed that OJ case like I did, every day he sat in that courtroom in that OJ case, and he sat there near the Browns and the Goldmans every single day. And plus, they portrayed him in the People versus OJ, which is the best thing they did. That's the best. That one.
That was
really one of the best.
That
ones.
was really good.
Yeah.
That was the first one of the first ones. I think that came after the Versace one.
I thought the OJ one was first.
That's what
I
I said.
think
That
the
was
People
one of
versus
the
OJ
first
yeah,
ones.
OJ one for and then Versace came
and then
after
the
that. Yeah.
Versace one.
Right.
Yeah, Ryan Murphy been doing this thing for a few years now, because I first got exposed to him with American Horror Story. That's where I first learned about Ryan Murphy.
Yeah. And this actor, he played in the People versus OJ, but he didn't play Dominic Don. He played F. Lee Bailey, the one false examined that racist Mark Furman. You know, about the N-word and all that.
Mr. I plead. Mr. I plead the fifth.
Yeah. So I know that OJ one back and forth because I've seen it 100 times. It's so good. You can always go back and rewatch that thing.
Them with this though.
And
also too to make y'all feel a little bit older and myself a little bit younger. Mm-hmm. He also did the voice of a very iconic character in one of the most iconic Disney movies of all time, The Lion King. He played Timon.
Oh yeah, right. Yes, I did know that too. Yes, yeah. This guy, he's a legend. This guy's an old school. He did Broadway, movies, television. He been around forever in the day. He probably
if you never seen the movie Mouse Hunt, do yourself a favor and watch that. I'm telling you, that movie is hilarious.
In that too.
Mouse Hunt is an underrated, hilarious movie.
Yeah.
He was in Birdcage too with
Birdcage.
Robin Williams.
That was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he been around, but so Leslie now, she and they had their little exchange back and forward. Then she is on her way home. She gets a call that the Menendez family wants to meet with her to take the case, and so she sits down with the family, and she explains. She said, "Look, Robert Shapiro is a fine lawyer, but he doesn't want to, he doesn't really fight for his clients. He just wants to cut a deal." And the uncle's like, "Well, can you help them?" And she goes into her story about that was a real case too. That young guy who took out his father or somebody for abuse. It was, abuse situation. So, I mean, I guess that's what she do, or what she did. She's not. I don't think she's practicing anymore. I think after that Menendez thing, she retired. I think in real life, yeah. So probably was draining on her. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so she goes to try to meet with them. And here we go, Miss Carey, with another psychiatrist. Erik did not want to meet with this guy, but they said no, he's nothing like that other, bozo therapist.
Whack.
So yeah, that whack. Yeah, she did not like that. What's his name again?
Dr. Oz.
Oziel.
Dr. Oziel.
Dr. Oz. Yeah, whatever his name is.
Dr.
She definitely expressed how she ain't like him, but
he didn't do anything.
This is when the story started coming out about they were touched and messed with and everything. So, and I'm trying to watch my words because I was great blurted out what it was, but
all he did was ear hustle that other doctor.
Yeah. Sympathetic ear, sympathetic listener. He didn't do anything else. And take some notes so he could write his book.
And how were you feeling when that happened? That's
okay. Moochie and Tori. Okay, because y'all wasn't with us last week. I do want to get y'all thoughts on that Dr. Oz guy. When did y'all think that he was just trying to? I think Miss Kira brought this up last week, or maybe Nita, that he was opportunist. He was trying to get them to invest in his business.
Yeah,
his car business.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm not. I didn't hear you at first. Yeah, he was an opportunist.
No, I was agreeing. I was saying he was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think he did, and I think he did write. Everybody wrote books back in the day. Everybody wrote a book about the same like how they did with OJ. This was before OJ came, so everybody came out with books. Everybody got their story. The neighbors across the street, the neighbors next door, the people who went to school with. Everybody came out with a book and claimed they knew what was going on, or they had their opinion one way or another. But he wrote a book too.
Of course he did.
Yeah, he wrote it. So I think that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to capitalize off of that.
Of course he did. He was like he said he probably was like, I'm the one that they confessed to.
I'm about to write a bestseller.
Mm-hmm.
He had the actual tapes with them confessing.
Okay, well, Johanna said that Dr. Oz was a con artist.
Yeah. I mean, look at his side piece.
Look at his side piece, jewel on. That's right. Thanks, Johanna. I like that. I like that.
I heard her accent. I'll put it
I mean, okay, so now we're all up to date on the 3. What the any of y'all, and it doesn't matter who go. This hopefully we don't not talking over each other, but what y'all feel about Leslie? Y'all think she going to be a good lawyer for them or what?
Well, I mean, if I'm speaking from a perspective as if I haven't seen the rest of the episodes, I'd say she probably has a shot. She seems to be very determined to get, to at least try to actually get them off or get a lesser sentence or get charges reduced or something like that. Like she seems to, and she has the track record of doing it, even though it's very controversial with who she's represented. But she sounds like she's the perfect person for the job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she's actually doing the work. Like, I'm representing one and not the other. She got the therapist. She's asking all the questions that need to be, asked, because they weren't delving to it at all. Like, when they had Shapiro, like I said, it was like, we need Tanner and wig glue. And he was like, I can't do it. But at least she's like sitting down, asking questions and trying to work with them and get somewhere on the case.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she really seemed sympathetic toward Erik more than anybody, because Erik actually did show sympathy, like he was remorseful. Like, yeah, I know I did take out my parents, but he was always busted up about it. Every time you turn around, he drop of a dime, he crying. So, but Lyle I never saw no tears come out his eyes.
Oh, no. At least not yet. At least not yet at this part.
Yeah.
Eventually, he did produce the tears. Notice I said produce.
Miss Carrie's face. I'm laughing at your face. You like, oh, you're okay.
I gotta see it for myself. I ain't got that far. I think I only watched episode 6.
Okay.
I still think he was manipulated by his older brother, though. I said I still think he was manipulated by his older brother.
Oh, Erik was right. I believe that. Yes, yeah.
I think Lyle manipulated him and took it and basically he made him do it first, so they have to commit to it. Because if it was up to him, I don't think it would have got done. They just would have kept talking about it.
Yeah.
So I feel like he really manipulated his brother.
But see that too. Another thing was just I remember this case because she would put them. They would go to court and they would have these little pink sweaters on, try to make them look like they were 10-year-old boys, and she kept calling them the boys. And
remember the preppy look was out back then.
That's true. Yeah, but remember, but Shapiro had them in suits. And she dressed them down as if they were schoolboys,
Yeah, she dressed them like they were preppy college kids.
Yeah, to try to put some sympathy for the jury and the public opinion,
And remember, and also too, like remember when she was when Leslie was talking to her husband when they was in the kitchen, and he was like, "The way you're talking, if you could adopt Erik right now, you probably would." And notice she really didn't have a response after he said that. She was probably in her mind, she probably would have if she could.
No grown behind.
Yeah, she said it as if it was a joke, like, but I believe she was serious.
I believe she was serious. She said, "I'll take Erik." I don't know about
she's like, okay. She's like, just Erik.
Yeah, I agree with this, John, that the little brother would do whatever the big brother, and that's something that happens sometimes. You follow your big sister, big brother, whatever like that. Yeah, so I agree with
piss me off. We're gonna get to it when we do the next.
I just said the story starts here. This is when we really get into the meat and potatoes, and then this lady who works with Leslie is going to represent Lyle. So, but he was saying, that was funny to me when he said, "I know you're not talking about my father. I love my father. I respect my father." She said, "You put a bullet in his head, or you cut it, whatever she said." Something. I might be paraphrasing it wrong, but it was just funny how she like, "Come on, let's cut the mess."
Yeah, there's not enough love there if you do something like that.
Ain't no love. You blew his head off.
And that was more than a bullet to the head. That was more. That was
and
more
you
than a
go
vote
and
to hit.
and reload and come back and do more. Come on,
Mhm.
now. So
that's how he behaved when it came to that father, though. After that, all that abuse that he went through, he like at least verbally would always take up for him and say, "Oh, he loved them and he did this to make them this and this for that." And at the same time, he sociopath.
Yeah, it's sociopath. They do seem like that. Said the lady that represented Lyle, she looked like she didn't believe him. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
don't think she did.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna
She
look at
didn't
it
at
again to
first.
see.
She didn't at first.
I don't know about y'all, but when I saw the actress who's playing Lyle's attorney, I thought that was Debbie off of Adam Family Values. She looked just like her. She looked just like her.
Well, see, this back when the white women had the curly perms. It looked like a Jerry curl, but it was a big curly perm. Like it was huge too. You know. Well, so now we're seeing some flashback scenes, and before we didn't get a chance to see a whole lot of stuff going on, but now we see the father screaming at him over his paper. I guess he didn't get a good grade on his paper. Slapped him across the face. He cried a little bit right here.
He committed plagiarism in school.
Yeah, plagiarism. Yeah, it was plagiarism. Yeah.
That's what got him kicked out. That's what got him kicked out was because of the plagiarism.
Right. It was plagiarism. That's right.
But what's interesting is he didn't have a problem with him cheating. It's just you ain't supposed to get caught, and he clearly wrote the paper for him to get in school in the first place. So it was okay for you to write his papers. It just was like so contradictory. But
right, Tamika. He said, "I'll write the paper." So that's still plagiarism. I mean,
exactly.
Right, and he said it right here in front of the family when they was barbecuing. He's sticking the fork all up in their face, talking about it's okay to to cheat, lie, and steal.
Get caught. Yeah, just don't get caught.
Just don't get caught.
That's what he said.
Well, he got caught, and they just gave him a 1-year probation, I guess, from school. And
that's after the dad was like pushing because the dad didn't want him to get nothing.
Yeah,
he was like, "I pay how much money? What can we do here?" I said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And then there was another scene
when the mother sat there and said, "I will sit here and pee in the chair." I was like, "What the hell is that supposed to do?" But it was clearly something wrong with him too. But
yes,
that man was like, "Okay, listen." He just wanted him out of his office.
Yeah. The father wasn't. He had money and influence. That's what I'm saying. Money can get you a lot. Well, we know now we're dealing with all these other cases that's coming out. If you got money, you can get away with stuff for a long period of time before it come crumbling down. But you can get away with stuff. The average person, if it was you and I, if any of us on this panel was in a college class right now and we did a paper and we copied off somebody or took somebody's material, and then we get expelled. Yeah, they might give you time like a some type of suspension, but then you keep doing it, and then you get out. And depending on how bad the situation is too, they may expel you. Right? Yeah. So I mean, then the mother, she was constantly always drinking. She was over here making a drink. And then some young lady was ringing the doorbell, and they were like, "Look, we don't want her in here. We don't want you dating her." He went up and told the lady, we talking to like a speaker or something. He told her, to go get away. You know what I'm saying? And he's not dating you. So
yeah,
that was horrible.
He was saying like how this girl is beneath you or beneath us. We're better than that, and don't date this person. If you want to date this person, I have someone I can line you up with and all types of stuff. I can only imagine who they tried to hook their sons up with.
Him and the mama. The mama has some bad things to say too. Well, I ain't gonna repeat what she said, but
accusing them of having diseases and all kinds of stuff. I was like, what the
hell? All right. Hey, Andre. Oh man. I knew a couple of guys like Erik and Lyle back in the 90s. They never took responsibility for anything, and their mother was also very rough on their girlfriend. Yeah, well, that's very common though. It is very common as far as now you're talking about the essay part, but I'm talking about just people that the parents can be just
verbally abusive,
overly just mean and abuse. Verbal and physical abuse is just as bad as well too. You know. Yeah,
we didn't get to that part. We didn't get to that part yet. That was okay. That part was crazy. That part was crazy.
We didn't want to get it.
And then so it's just more seeing. And then this is when we started seeing his hair falling out in the shower. He went and took a shower, big balls of hair falling out, and then this the father took him to go get a little toupee, a little unit, as we they'll give him a unit.
Yeah, you call it a unit now.
Yeah, a man unit. A man unit. Mm-hmm. Oh man, and there's plenty of men right now because I see it on IG. I see them videos to be pop and on TikTok too. They got a lot of videos. There's men getting the man. Yes, brothers too, not white men, brothers getting waves, getting the fake waves.
I've actually seen like someone, I don't know if I still follow them on Instagram or not, who actually became well known for actually installing those male units. For black men in particular, and if installed correctly, it does look very natural. Like, it looks like their hair.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's only tailor-made for that person's head. So don't try to take your unit and put it on somebody else's head, because your head circumference and theirs is two different sizes.
Yeah. You see, they be using protractors and whatnot.
You're gonna be out here looking like Tommy Pickles off of Rugrats if you try it.
That dude was using a protractor, one of them.
Not Tommy Pickles.
He had no hair on his head. He had like Charlie Brown with one little string of hair on top of it. So I mean, just the way the father was in his face and yelling at him all the time.
Bully, yo.
And I love this actor because he played in what's that?
No Country
for yes.
No Country for Old Men. He
was good in that.
He was very good. And I ain't seen that movie in a long time. I should try to watch it again one day. Very good. Yeah.
He was doing his job. I definitely want to give him a little 5-piece real quick.
Oh yeah, he definitely need a 2-piece and a biscuit for real. I mean, look, I'm not saying take your parents out, but he was rough. This guy was rough. They say the real father was like this though. They say he was an a-hole. They really did. I've heard they said the people who did business with this man, he was a rough business guy. Like, he was not likable. That's why people at first did believe it could have been the mob and all these other kinds, because he was shady. You know, he dealt with shady characters in business. So it wasn't far-fetched at the beginning, but then things just wasn't adding up. And that's why the police wouldn't let it go. And but Judalon, she the one who she's the hero in this as far as opening the door wide open. You know, I don't know if I should call her a hero, but you know what I'm saying. If she didn't go to the cops, maybe they could have gotten away with it.
Well, let's put it this way, Inga. She is an H, but she's not a hero. If you take out those two, middle letters, and combine the first and last letter.
And she really wasn't doing, and that was just being funny with that. She doing it to save anybody or look at. She was just trying to make him hurt.
Yeah, like you said, a woman's scorn.
A woman's scorn. That's what it was about. Yeah, she wanted to get back at him and his wife and all that. That's what that was about. Mm-hmm. And then is when we touched on this a little bit last week, Miss Carrie, right? About them, or Tamika did, about them doing the stuff in Calabasas. Mm-hmm. They were now they got plenty of money. This is how showed that rich people are bored. Rich people are bored when you already got money. Why are you doing it?
Friends you knew too.
Yes,
trauma and bored.
Listen, I would have had my Doberman at the door.
They did not need to do this. You know what I'm saying? They did not need to do this. They got plenty of money. It's not like they need. It wasn't about money. It was just about the. They were acting
like spoiled. They were spoiled brats.
It was like trauma. They were bored. They were being rebellious because whatever was going on at home they were like, just because we can, we're going to do it.
They're going to say, I'm going to see how far we can actually go.
Okay, this is a good question right here, because in this TV show, these are two Caucasian actors that, as far as I know, I don't know their background. So I'm let me put that.
Well,
but they look white. But the father is Cuban, and the mother is white. Right. So usually black and Latino is the more dominant race. So are they considered? But when you look at them now, if you look at them right now,
but I would say that even though they are of Hispanic, you have white Hispanics, brown, darker, and a lot of times the lighter ones don't like the darker ones and all of that stuff too. Yeah. But if you just looking at them, I think it would be a certain privilege to a certain point based off their looks, and then the money is another side of the privilege.
Yep, right there you go, right there.
Look at Charlie Sheen, for instance. He would fall into that category.
Yes.
And by the way, Sheen is not his. And by the way, Sheen.
Oh yeah, I know.
Everybody knows. That's the best. Yes. Yeah, because we do. They are Latino, Hispanic descent people who are white as snow. So
I would watch it.
Well, black is the bottom of your shoe.
Exactly.
So,
well, I haven't. One thing I like to do is after I'm done watching a show or a movie, something like that, is I like to go and look at the interviews with the actors and stuff like that, just to see how they are when they're interviewing. The actor who played, I keep getting them mixed up. The one that played Lyle, the one who played Lyle. I don't know if it's his first name or his last name, or not his first name, or his middle name and his last name. But one of his names is Chavez.
Oh, okay.
I do know that. So there is a Latino or Hispanic lineage somewhere there with them.
Those genes could just be stronger because cause if you look at the real guys, they look like two white guys. They don't look nothing Hispanic about them at all. When you look at them when they were young and even now how they look in prison.
That's why when I first saw their pictures, that's why when I first saw their real images years ago, and I saw their last name was Menendez, I'm like, Menendez where? I thought I was looking at two white guys.
Right.
I said, "Are you sure?" It's not, I was about to say, "Are you sure? Are you sure it's not Miller?"
Because I was young when this first came out, I remember thinking that maybe they were adopted, and then I was like, oh no, their dad is very much Cuban. Okay.
Yeah, he looked and talked Cuban. Yeah, I mean, so
he had that thick accent.
Yeah, he talked like Ricky Ricardo. If y'all,
definitely, and a lot of the lighter Cubans don't like the darker ones, and you could say that just all across the board, really.
Right. Yeah. All the Latinos.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all races have that colorism thing. I know
the colorism of it all, like the lighter better.
They have colorism within their community too.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah, the Afro Latinos versus the lighter ones and all that. They have, yeah, that's why someone like J-Lo and stuff is so accepted. She's not. If she was dark, it'd be a different. Maybe she might not be where she is. Maybe. But anyway, Well, anyway, they was up there stealing the PlayStation 1. That was out at the time. PlayStation 1. They was playing. They was stealing all kind of stuff. They had a whole van full of stuff. They was just doing too much.
It's not like it's not like they couldn't get it. They made it seem like they were poor or like they were bums. Like no,
it was for excitement.
They were still thrill seeking.
It was for excitement. It wasn't about the money. It was like, let me see if I can get away with it. It was just for the excitement.
I still think Lyle was on the cocaine.
Oh yeah, Lyle definitely was on cocoa. Yeah, right. He was. And the father in the car telling them, look, I'm taking y'all out the wheel. I'm done with y'all. And this is how we end up finding out that they had to go see the therapist. It was court mandated. Mm-hmm. He's on the phone telling the therapist, and he told them, look, we're not talking about no family business or nothing. It's only about
one before they went in there.
Right.
He basically told the therapist and told them, I'm like, sir, you don't give the damn therapist instructions. So what the hell?
Yeah, right. He told the
therapist was a quack anyway.
He
he probably knew that he was dealing with somebody that didn't have the sense God gave Roach and that he could pay off, because ain't no way any other therapist that was actually accredited therapist was gonna go for that mess.
Right. And so he said, so having his conversations with Leslie, and his lawyer, I forgot that lady's name, but we know we got them flashback scenes when he was a little boy and or a young kid, and he went to go approach his father and say, look, I know you messing with Erik. I needed to stop. And the father threatened him, like basically, you don't tell me what to do. I tell you what to do. And then the mother was just a drunk. All she stayed was drunk. And I think she was abused. Well, she was abused herself as far as, the father might have been mentally abusing her. Probably could have been physical too, but for all we know. But I believe
basically she was doing all of the things that she felt she needed to do and try to keep her husband near her as much as she possibly could because she knew what was going on. Like she knew. Remember
locking the doors. He wouldn't when he was a little boy. She was pregnant with Erik at the time, and they in the bedroom or the bathroom, wherever it was, and the doors was locked, and she just turned a blind eye. And she lived a wealthy life, y'all. So sometimes people like, look, I don't care. I just want to be able to go to the country club. I can go play tennis. I can go golfing. I can go out with the girls and have drink. I think she was probably living like a housewife of Beverly Hills before that, long before, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So I think, so she wasn't even, she definitely just turned a blind eye.
But she was drinking a lot too.
She was drinking and doing pills.
I think she was taking pills. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they showed that. They showed she was doing pills. Yeah.
She was not all there.
No, she wasn't all there. But she probably had a horrible marriage, and so she just did it to numb her pain.
But she wanted to keep the marriage. That was the problem. And the boys didn't have a good dad or a good mom because they didn't have anybody to protect them. So you going through SA, you going through physical abuse, you going through emotional abuse and financial abuse because every time you threatening to take them out the will, and then I guess you did, they went through everything and they had nobody to look out for them.
She was in love with the lifestyle.
That's what I think. But I think she was not. He could have been beating her up for all we know. So we didn't. Those things I don't know. We don't know what was really going on in that house. We don't know what was going on in that house. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, on a day to day for all those years. So, but then we got Dominic Dunn, and he's talking to a bunch of people at his house or wherever he's at, and like a cocktail party, and he's talking about how he went on. He had access to be able to go inside the house. And he wrote a whole piece in the newspaper, wherever it was, or the magazine, Vanity Fair, because he used to write for Vanity Fair magazine back in the day, Vanity Fair magazine, and he wrote a whole thing about how he believed what went down. It was premeditated, which it was premeditated.
But I don't think it happened the way he told it.
No, But the family did not know. They didn't suspect it coming, and that part is true. It wasn't like they were sitting there watching TV. They was dozing off to sleep watching TV, eating ice cream and stuff. That's supposedly the real story that what happened, and they just come busting up in there and just blasting them away.
Yeah, because
it wasn't like a conversation happened and a fight broke out, and then it was. They knew that they would.
It was like, this is the night that we get our revenge, and that's it.
Yeah, and the family was there. They was just sitting, man. You just sitting there watching TV, and somebody busting your house and they get the shooting. You didn't see it coming, so I don't think they had a chance to even to fight for their own life if they wanted to.
Like it was like an ambush.
Yeah,
it was an ambush.
Is run, but that's it. Anything else you can do?
And so she's telling her husband she's upset that. About the article that he wrote, and he felt like it's going to hurt her case because the public, like people like me, who was like, oh, this thing ain't happened like they say, and so I'm starting to soften up now more about it now.
We working on you.
I do, y'all working on me. Look, I'm a work in progress.
Because we're not saying that they're not wrong; they are wrong. You can't just go around picking people off.
Yeah, and if I guess and if it was a thing where they were if it wasn't premeditated, that was what got me too.
Yeah,
and then all that spending and buying the Rolexes and all this, buying Lamborghinis and Porsches and all. it just seemed like but you're right. You said something earlier. You can't tell people how to grieve. Everybody do grieve.
I definitely do believe that they need to be up in there. Like, some people are saying they don't. They have the right to their opinions. I know somebody personally. That's why I was saying situations like that do happen where they was being abused at one point, DV, whatever, with their husband, but they did not act right then and there. When the person went and laid down, that's when they was like, you know what? That's all, folks, for you. You won't put your hand on another person again. And unfortunately, they got locked up because it was like, that's not self-defense.
Well, you know something? You are right on this, Tamika, because remember the story that Farrah Fawcett did, the burning bed. We've been talking about that thing for a long time.
I keep saying I want to talk about that movie.
I know it's still on. I think it's still on Tubi. We could talk about it one day because we've been talking about that thing. That
if we do that, we got to do Extremities. Then we have to do Extremities if we doing the burning bed. I'm just saying.
That burning bed is Farrah Fawcett. She played. Rest in peace to her. She played that, and that was a true story. That lady did get off, but look, it wasn't easy for her to get off because
you have to go through a lot to prove.
Because the police and everybody, they what are you talking about? They felt like that's your husband. So if he slap you across the face or he punch you and knock your teeth out, he got the right to do it because that's your husband. You know, you don't belong to yourself. And that was in that time. That was
it's because the law
was like 1980 or something, late 70s. It was that's a very sad story. But you're right. It wasn't premeditated with the burning bed either, but she just said she just got that day he beat her up and she just got tired and she just said something snapped in her and she just burnt his tail up. You know what I'm saying? So the night's the night, you know what I'm saying? So, but in the case with those kids, they planned that though.
Yeah, I definitely understand why they got convicted. I don't have no questions on that at all.
Right. And then because it wasn't a mystery, everybody knew they did it. So the mystery was, did the parents actually molest them or not? That's what still to this day is still the question. They admitted that they took their parents out, so we know that
they threw all of that out at the second trial, right?
Yeah, because they wanted to get conviction. California needed a conviction. We just had the Rodney King thing going on. OJ was going on at the time. We had some other celebrity ones that they fell through the cracks. California kept getting L's. They kept getting
riots. It was Rodney King
and riots was going on. The city was burning. A lot of stuff was happening. And so they said, no, we by any means necessary. So they stripped away on that second or third trial. I think they had like 3 trials, cases. So that last one, they stripped everything away and they just got them on.
I think the first one they were tried together and then they had to separate them.
And once you get and going back to Ingrid's point, and once you get to, I think it's the last episode when they do the last trial, you'll see exactly what she means when she said they started stripping everything away. But I don't want to say it because I know Ms. Get all the way to the end.
I'm gonna keep going back to
it's based on a true story, so.
I already know the story, but I'm not gonna go too far. But so she talks to this kid, and this is the part where I said, okay, Miss Carey, I believe what y'all saying, but then y'all think this was suspicious? His father, this kid in college, he told Lyle that his father was doing all this stuff to him. It sounded almost like their story. So I was wondering, was he still in this kid's story?
When he asked him,
does that make sense? What I'm saying? It's like
it makes sense because it was weird when Lyle asked him. It's like he almost asked as if he knew already, or like he wanted to open up. So once he got him to open up, it was okay for him to say something. I wasn't sure which one exactly was going on by the way that they wrote it. I'm gonna assume it was the latter, and that Lyle kind of assumed and wanted to open up to him. So he's like, "You anything you want to share?" I don't know.
This scene was weird to me.
And also, too, he was also the same one that they made the fake ID and used his picture to get the guns.
To get And the way that type of, like you, Miss Carey, you mentioned this last week. That type of weapon they had was like a double barrel shotgun type thing. They did not need to overkill with that. They you know, that many shots, then go and reload again. It's almost like it
was venom.
They
there.
they wanted to make sure that this person was not gonna come back around. Yeah. Yeah, something did happen in that house. I think, some of y'all, I don't think we ever really gonna know because the parents are gone.
I was gonna say, I'm trying not to talk about it because I watched episode 5 and 6.
No, but I don't think we ever really gonna know the real story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then I'm watching the Menudo one. So.
Yeah, they done had like 30, 40 documentaries on this daggone thing.
Barbara's on her way to the prison to go visit Erik.
Oh no!
She's on her way up there now. She's 60 minutes away. Tell them we said hi.
Hey,
Barbara. 60 minutes away from the place.
Wow.
Tell them we talking about him right now.
I don't think nobody's ever gonna know everything that happened. But them 2 of them are gone and the other 2 are locked up. That's just the bottom line. No matter how much people try to.
Is that house still up? Is that house still in existence?
Yes,
I believe so.
I just saw somebody on TikTok just went inside and did like a tour of it.
I wouldn't want to be in. I would think it was. I would think of
people gonna always like going to places like that.
He had it on. He had it on camera, but that room that the incident happened in is closed off. He couldn't get in there.
Okay.
It's an empty house. Nobody's living in there, right?
No, nobody's in there right now, but it's on the market.
I would not live in there. To me, I believe in spirits, y'all. I believe in good spirits and evil spirits. I could not be in there. That would be haunted in there.
Yeah, people be fascinated with stuff like that, though.
Yeah,
I got a question for y'all. Which house would you rather live in? That house or the Amityville house?
Neither one. Neither one of them.
All them flies was on the window.
None of them.
Neither one of them.
I don't care
if I need a place to stay and it's the middle of the night and ain't no place open. I can't get no motel, no hotel, holiday. Right. No, I just sleep in the car or on the sidewalk anywhere. I'm not going in no place.
Right.
I'm not going to the Bates Motel either. I ain't going
exactly nowhere.
No.
And I think Lyle just got his degree in prison too. I was like,
yeah, he helps out. I think it's Lyle who helps out other prisoners. He runs a group in there, like people who
a lot of them do that when they in there.
I guess he got his act together because Lord.
Yeah. And he finally just said accepted being bald, because when you see Lyle now, he's straight Kojak.
Yeah, I see it. He cut all of it all.
Yeah, finally, it's like you look. This go with it. You look better being bald than have that toupee thing sitting on top of your head. So, I guess when he finally they got that life sentence, he they wasn't gonna give him no tape and all that stuff to put on his toupee down. So he just said,
exactly. Him scrubbing that thing in the toilet, that took me.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Scrubbing it in the toilet, and he was using Erik's toothbrush to scrub it. That was crazy. Yes, you ain't see that. And Erik said, "Are you using my toothbrush?" I mean, it was just putting it in the toilet though, scrubbing it in
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was wild. Yeah, it was wild. So Erik is, not Erik, Lyle is having this conversation with the 2 lawyers, and he was just telling them that how, I guess this was the final straws when Erik, the father come busting up in, I guess, what did Erik might have started talking? I can't remember.
Yeah, he was talking and they got mad at him for talking. You ain't supposed to tell nobody.
He told his brother what was going on. That it was happening.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He told the brother. Okay. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, he told the brother, and the father got mad, kicked the door in, was upset, and then even the mother didn't even take up for him.
She was mad too. She was like, "I'm trying to keep this family together. Right. We can stay."
You ruining everything for me. That's all she cared about herself.
Yeah, him telling him that, he knew that if it had got out, it would ruin him. So that's what he was scared of. He was keeping up this image of himself, like there was this good, solid family and everything like that. one of the best. I don't know if it was in this episode or not, but the episode where they were taking the family picture. Talk about faking
that was either 5
in front
or 6.
of that camera.
They look so weird. Yes.
Like it looks so forced. You could look at them and tell that they did not want to take that picture.
Yeah, I think that was 5 or 6. I'm trying not to speed. Y'all look. Wait till you get to 5 or 6. Lord. I think 5 was the one that was really brutal, and then 6, I was like,
yeah, 5 was very brutal, and I don't know that I forget the actor's name, but he acted his behind off. He gonna probably get an award. That was very, very gripping, child. My stomach was
honestly, I can
turning.
see all of them.
Oh no, okay, I got her. I'm gonna watch it tonight then, because I didn't see 5 yet.
Yeah, I can honestly see all of them getting nominated for something because everybody did a really good job. With their parts, especially the actor that played Lyle. He played the range very well to the point where I was like, I need to pause this right quick because this dude might jump through the screen and try to get me. And I wasn't even there. I was only 3.5 months years old.
Well, the brothers are practicing. I said, look, I wrote on here, the brothers are practicing to take out their parents because I didn't show all the screenshots for this part, but the part that showed the mother had been getting her weapons.
Yeah, she was.
What was that about, y'all? Why was she doing that?
Yeah, she was saying how when she grew up, she says, I didn't grow up like in this luxurious lifestyle. She said, I grew up, we was hunting. That's what she told. She said, we grew up and we went out in the woods and was hunting. She said, I was firing off them guns back in the day. Like, don't think just because I wear all these designer clothes and this jewelry and I live in this nice house that I don't know how to protect myself. So when she had all of that and she was doing it and she knew what she was talking about, she was telling her sons, yes, I grew up like, out there on the range. Like literally, that's how it was for me growing up. You just didn't know that it was like that it was for me because I never told you that. But if
she protected that lifestyle at any cost.
And can you pull that picture back up that you just had? Because I noticed something and I didn't peep it until you pulled that picture up.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, sir.
The one where they're at the. If you look at this picture right here, you can tell that by the stance, Lyle was ready for the action, and Erik was the one that was scared because Erik looked like he's scared shooting that gun off, while Lyle looks more confident. And remember, he was the one that reloaded.
Lyle
and went
was
back
more
in the
like
house.
the father.
Yeah, remember, Lyle was the one that went and reloaded and finished off his mother, even though she was on her way out anyway.
Okay, but what? Remember? Okay, seemed like they were paranoid. This is from their perspective, though. They were paranoid that the mother had. Remember, they were in the backseat of the car. They was going on this boat trip.
Yeah.
The mother was talking and what was all that about? Because I said I was kind of confused on
they was going to take them out on the boat.
They started saying that they was going to take them out on the boat. They was like, since when do we go on the boat at night? Right. And then they kept talking about the mother and the fact that she was into the hammers and ordering them and all of that. And they felt like she could possibly take them out too.
And they was looking they was looking at the side, and also too, it did look kind of awkward because you had the father driving and he kept looking at them in a very evil way through the rearview mirror.
Yes,
she kept looking back at him, and then when they was looking at her purse, they saw an opening right there, and it looked like a barrel right there. But it turns out it wasn't even a gun. It was her what was her flask? I think it was her flask.
No, it was her lipstick. It was her lipstick.
Oh, her lips. Oh, lipstick. I thought it was. Hey, listen. Yeah, right. It was the lipstick, but they thought it was her power tool, but it wasn't.
So.
And when they was on the boat,
that was just all in their mind. Then.
Paranoia.
Yeah, they were paranoid.
Paranoid.
They were paranoid.
I say the cocaine.
And yeah, that too. Yeah, but definitely was Lyle. Yeah.
Yeah, they was going out there shark fishing.
And well, they was getting practice shots and look, they was a close range to the parents, so they didn't really need no practice shot. You stand up close to somebody, you gonna take them out anyway. So
I guess they was trying to figure out in case they moved, like in case you move.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
that would have been me. You have to catch me. If I don't freeze, I'm going. Moving.
I mean, I would have been, at least try to wrestle with him or something, but the father and mother didn't have no chance. You know, They didn't have a chain. It was no. Yeah, they came and they looked. The hunt is on, and the parents were the prey. So
they didn't have. Of course, they didn't have enough time to get away. Because the thing is, when they came in there and did it, it's not like they had masks on or they were disguising themselves, so they could see clearly that it was their own kids that were doing it. So not only was it the panic, but it was the shock. Oh, that my own kids.
That's why the mother was able to still crawl around for a little bit. I think she still had shock in her system, But he wanted to make sure she didn't survive or anything. So they took her all the way out. So yeah, it's but I don't want them coming home. I know a lot, like you said, I heard about the TikTok thing and all these YouTube pages and stuff, and I see comments. I've been reading comments. People are really supporting them, wanting them to come home. They got a new lawyer and who's working, trying to fight to get them out.
People don't always get to come home just because you were abused. Just because you seem to be in the right does not mean you didn't commit a crime and you get to get out. I'm sure there's still people sitting in there now for that very same reason. So
right,
what makes them any different?
Especially women who have taken out their fathers, their husbands, boyfriends, whatever case may be. Right. Right. Then remember something else I want to say about the I was just agreeing with you. I something was in my head and I went right out. But y'all agreeing with you that just because you take out your parents, I mean, just because something happened to you, don't mean you should take, not that way too. That's just the way they did it. Was just, I just don't know if but yeah, somebody just said they let that Gypsy Rose lady out.
She didn't do it though. She was more like she planned it. But she didn't actually execute it.
Right, it was her boyfriend. I mean, that's trying to like apples and oranges because theirs was a crime of passion. They came in and did it themselves, and they did it in a very gruesome way. That's the difference.
With Derry, the reason you said why they took out their parents, but the reason is because they're saying that if this case happened now, I heard did I send y'all that thing? That it was the little clip that was on Dateline or 2020, 48 Hours, one of them shows. I thought I sent it to somebody. I forgot who I might have sent it to.
Maybe everybody.
You sent it to me.
I sent it to you. Okay. And then the new lawyer is talking and he's saying that if this case happened today, that these guys wouldn't have served as much time. They've been there 35 years.
Well, they got life.
So I mean, they said that they probably would have only got a short time and been out. Probably would have been like manslaughter or something like that. So
potentially, or maybe not. It depends.
Well, we'll never know.
Right.
And see, the thing is, on top of that, like, look at the time that it happened. They were at a time when there was no smartphones, there was no social media. They didn't have. It doesn't appear that they had any type of indoor surveillance, any cameras to back up any of the claims that they had. So it was really the people. They really had to believe what they were saying. That's why their attorneys was getting so pissed with them when they were doing dumb stuff.
Yeah. Tamika, you want to answer Johanna? She's asking you this question. She wonder why they never confessed to Dr. Oz.
Well, he wasn't trying to be a real doctor. So I mean, he just sounded like he was trying to get a business for himself, get a book out the deal. If he was a real doctor, then he probably would have. But
they saying, but why they didn't confess to him? But they knew they weren't supposed to talk to him. Remember, the father threatened them. You ain't not supposed to talk to him.
Exactly.
But I think the reason why Erik finally went and talked is because it was just heavy on him.
Yeah, exactly. He went because of his guilt and said about what they did, which he wasn't even supposed to do that.
He was having dreams and stuff. He was saying, and he was thinking about putting
the thing up to himself.
Right.
Yeah, he was thinking about hurting himself.
And that's the thing, because if you say you hurt somebody else or you thinking about hurting somebody else or yourself, they are supposed to report that. This man was a hack Every time I go to my counselor, she asks me, am I thinking about hurting myself or others? Okay. And I say no every time. I say, now, sometimes I do think about hurting people.
I might want to put my foot in somebody's tail. You know what I'm saying? I might want to put my foot in my neighbor's tail or somebody's tail. But I
might want to shake the mess out of somebody.
Exactly.
Right. I know that's right. Yeah.
Shake like a rag doll.
Right. But it was calculating. I agree with Derry B. It was very calculating. But Erik is the one that makes it convincing, not Lyle. If it was based on Lyle, I'm like, hell no, you wasn't touching, nothing happened to you. You just a sociopath. But Erik is the one that makes me change my mind. Right. Yeah, because he seems
a lot of sociopaths don't have any emotion. That's why I keep saying he's the sociopath, but he's not capable of showing you that.
Of any feeling.
They focused on that when he got arraigned, how he was looking. Like they didn't take any of this serious. We talked about this earlier, and I believe that had played a big part on their case also. It looked like they had no remorse.
Right.
Yeah, that did play a big part.
And it was Lyle who wanted to go out and do all the spending. It wasn't even really Erik, you know?
Right.
I mean, Erik didn't turn it down.
Well, but his butt kicked anyway, but we're going to deal with that in the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, they was like, Lyle wanted the Uptown Saturday night all 7 days of the week.
Right. Oh, and this one thing that they, I think we touched on this a little bit last week. They are upset, the real life guys, with Ryan. Was it Ryan Murphy's the guy's name?
Yeah.
So they're upset because they said that the betrayal of them, especially them showing the 2 guys, the brothers looked like they was about to make out with each other in episodes 1 and 2. You know, they was all, we talked about, they was just 2
but now I'm kind of annoyed about that, knowing that they got a documentary coming up in the next couple of weeks. So like, you get to say your piece. I mean, you won't have seen his, but like you will get your side of the story.
Yeah, it's coming out, I think October 8th or something, 7th or 8th. So
it actually brought that up, like in a couple of the interviews that they've done with them, with the cast, they actually brought that up, of them saying that, that the brothers had said that they were upset about that. They even asked Ryan Murphy that during the premiere. They had asked him when he was on the red carpet. They had said the same thing. And Ryan Murphy said what he said. The cast said what they said. So it's almost like one of the things like, well, you'll just have to be mad. It was kind of like,
that's kind of I guess it's fortunate and unfortunate whenever it's these public stories that happen like this. They can take their own liberties and do what they want to do. I know they was in a big uproar about Dama and how that was done, and I did find it a little disrespectful to some of the families, but at the end of the day, they really can do whatever they want to when it's a public.
Yeah, this is public information. I mean, go on your computer, Google Lyle, and as soon as you type in the word Lyle, the Menendez thing come up.
Yeah.
As soon as you type in just his name. It's trending, right?
Now.
And so
it's like heavily trending.
And there's so many things that's on so many platforms. YouTube got tons.
Yes, there's a lot.
Some of them might be real, some of them might not be, but it's a lot of information. So it's people can do whatever they want to do. And as far as the dominant thing, when the families was upset with the Jeffrey Dominant thing, I understand that a lot more because that is you're taking a band-aid off of the trauma. You know what I'm saying? We still trying to heal. We got a scab over this thing trying to heal. And you rip it off and then we're bleeding again. So I can see why they were upset. And no, they didn't go to the families and talk to them and interview them and get their perspective. So but I did like that dominant thing.
The dominant was
very good. I really like that. Yeah. So and there's a ton of movies and stuff on that one too. So
that
one,
But I was so glad when Christopher Scarver did his thing.
Oh, talking about the guy that took him out?
Yeah, with the dumbbell.
I ain't know the guy's name, but I know you're talking about.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Listen, that name is etched in my memory. When I found out about him, because it's so crazy. Because I actually reviewed that entire series by myself on my channel when it came out, and everybody in my chat was like, "Listen, Torian, you can do whatever you want as far as talking about that story, but let me know when you get to the last episode. And I know why they wanted to get to the last episode, because that
it was a brother who took him out. So
yeah,
he was taking out brothers.
That's who he was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
I mean,
that guy already was in that, and that guy was already in there for life, so it wasn't gonna hurt him one way or another.
And after he did it, and after he did it, when they went to court, when he had to go to court for what he did, they said he was singing some song. I forgot what the name of the song was. He was in the court singing a song. I forgot what song it was. I need to find out what song. I thought it was funny what song choice he had when he was in that courtroom after they brought him in for what he did.
So if these two clowns get out, what do you think they gonna do? You know, I mean, I ain't saying they're gonna go around pound people, but just
aren't they married? I said one of them
both of them are married. Yeah,
they both married.
You know, there's women out there that like these people that's locked up. You know, Tamika be not interviewing, but reviewing these the lock. So it's a lot of people that. There's a lot of people that like serial killers and things. And they marry these people, you know. Mm-hmm. So they marry them, and so that they can't have no conjugal visits with the people, but it just keeps you close to the outside world. You get to know have visitors and letters and money sent to you. I think that's why they did it, because Lyle probably got a boyfriend. Not Lyle. Erik probably got a boyfriend up in there, but he got his wife on the outside. You know, so.
I think that's what Moochie was trying to get at. Is that both of them is married?
Yeah, both of them is married. Yeah, they both married. Yeah, they both married. He said, I think Lyle should go back to wearing wigs after he get out. No, please no. There's an old interview with that they did when they first got arrested. Barbara Walters, rest in peace to her, when she interviewed them. It's still floating around on YouTube. Every so often it pops around. And Erik said to her, "Oh, well, you know, we just two regular kids." And she said, "Two regular kids who took out their parents. What are you talking about? That was a good interview with Barbara Walters.
And you weren't even
I'm just trying to pull it up again and find it. That was a good interview with her.
And you weren't even regular, nor were you kids."
They said Lyle has a child. Lyle has a child. Maybe.
Wow.
But did he? Did they do Abby? I mean, how did? I need more details. Like, what happened? What was going on?
What he do? He do it in a cup and send it to her?
Man, I was gonna say that. Did Ms. IVF type of thing or something like? I don't know.
Take this.
I don't know. But Lord, yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about it.
Don't need no baby, make a baby.
Yeah, you don't need to repeat them genes.
You know,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, because
alone.
Yeah, and you know something? Has anybody found out or heard that if the father was messed around with as when he was a child? Because sometimes this stuff is like it comes from the grandfather, then yeah. So
watch episode 5 and episode 6.
Keep watching.
Oh well, wait a minute. You know something? It could be a stepdaughter. Maybe his wife had a child before, you know, from a previous relationship. And he just calls it his daughter, you know.
You know what? Then we don't even need to hear about that.
Yeah,
ain't no real.
I'm gonna tell you, I just don't think they should come out. But it's a lot of people. I mean, it's a million people on TikTok. It's a whole TikTok. Tamika's right. It's a whole TikTok page about it. And
you actually, Inga, you actually did make a good point. It says I just looked it up. It says that the Menendez brothers. Let me get this ad off my page. Sheesh. Oh man, I gotta click back into it. Okay, it says, do the Menendez brothers have children? It says the Menendez brothers do not have any biological children. It says Erik is a stepfather to his wife Tammy Menendez's daughter Talia from her previous marriage. Lyle, although is married, does not have children.
Now, she probably is fine with him being her husband. He's locked away. She can do the hell she wants. What if this sucker come home tomorrow and then she got the divorce? She got to deal with that, and then they be on Love After Lockup, and Tamika be reviewing the thing.
You
know what I'm saying?
hold on, but listen to this. But wait a minute, listen to this. But listen to this next part. This next part is probably is crazy now. Sis, who are the Menendez brothers married to? It says Erik has been married to Tammy since 1999. Their relationship began when she first sent him a letter, and it blossomed from there. In a past interview with People, he shared, "Tammy's love was a major step in choosing my life." He added, "Having someone who loves you unconditionally, who you can be completely open with, is good for anybody to know that this person loves me for who I am." It says Lyle, however, has been married twice. He first wed model Anna Erickson in 1996, but they divorced in 2001 after she allegedly claimed that Lyle was unfaithful, according to the outlet. Then he married his current wife, journalist Rebecca Sneed, in 2003. And this is in a 2007 interview with People. Lyle said, "We try and talk on the phone every day, sometimes several times a day. I have a very steady, involved marriage, and that helps sustain me and brings a lot of peace and joy. It's a counter to the unpredictable, very stressful environment in here." So that's their backstory on their marriage or marriages.
I'm going to address Aisha. Look, I admit, I said from I don't know if you was with us, Aisha, last week when I said I've had my blinders on for 30 years. I've stuck in my way, but since watching this, I do like Torian does. I started deep diving. I started going and looking back at old stuff again, reading information. So I'm opening up to the fact that yes, something did happen. I'm almost, especially with the Menudo thing. I saw the interview with that young man. I mean, young man now, but he was a kid at the time. And yeah, I think the father was doing some stuff. And then you got the cousins, and they was confirming things was happening. I do think something happened. But I still don't want them out on the street. And if it was in my family,
I'm not clear on would you have the same opinion if the same thing happened to your family member? For example, your dad was an issue.
If my dad was in the Menendez brothers' shoes, or maybe you meant like if my dad was in the shoes. I'm not really sure if maybe I'm not absorbing. Do y'all understand the question?
I guess it wouldn't be your dad, but I get what she's saying.
I understand it, but it's
if my dad was the Menendez dad, how would I feel about it or something like that? I mean, I couldn't support my dad. I mean,
one of the
if
brothers.
your dad was in the Menendez brothers' shoes,
right? If that happened to your father, he was abused.
If he was abused, yeah. I mean, it's it's hard to give answers like how I would feel, because as far as I know, my father never told me something like that happened to him, so I don't know. But I would definitely have some sympathy, of course. Yeah, that's a good one, Aisha, to ask me, because I'm not and I'm definitely not trying to sound ignorant or anything. Like I said, for 30 plus years, because I remember this case when it first happened, the whole story when it first happened. I always say, "Oh, these some spoiled rich brats. They just made up this story." And then as of late, I've been saying, yeah, maybe something did happen, So
I think like the answer that she's
I want to believe that something happened. I do want to believe it, but
I think the answer she's looking for, is if something like that happened to you, wouldn't you feel sympathy and want them to come home at some point and not want them to get life? And I feel like
that's going to be different for each person. You really can't answer that. I'm just, for me anyway, because we all have different opinions and different outlooks and different experiences. I have a cousin that took his mother's life. I don't know why he did it. Okay, he got the same crazy look in his eyes as everybody else that be looking crazy on the damn news. Okay, and I don't want him out. And that's my cousin. I love him, but no. So.
I can love you from afar. Yeah,
I think she's wanting you to add the abuse in there too. But like you said, it's like,
and I wouldn't wish that on nobody.
Definitely.
If you're truly mentally ill, like I believe Lyle is a sociopath. So what happens once you get out?
Right.
Yes. See, in there in jail, it's a controlled situation. So
exactly.
When you get out, you in the world, nobody's following up with you.
Right.
It's up to you to go to get therapy and help.
Are you going to stop taking medication? Are you going to stop seeing a therapist? It's a lot of factors that go into that.
Mm-hmm.
So the
and
easy
then
answer
what do
would
they
be
do
like a
about
lot of
money?
people want to say yes, but you know, depending on the situation, it might be no, or you might say yes, and then they get home and something similar happened, and they go back, and you're like, dang.
And you know when they get home, they're not
gonna
be going out and get no job. They're gonna go write a book and make a lot of money and go around on Today's Show, Good Morning America, and all these CNN and all these shows.
Well, first off, if I was a host over there on Good Morning America or Today's Show, we ain't having that interview in the studio. We gonna be doing it through Zoom. I would not sit in the same room with you.
Yeah, because 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be able to, even if they wanted to, they're not probably going to be able to come out and just get a 9-to-5 job anyway. They have to do stuff that, interviews, book writing.
As long, they probably think,
and they're gonna make millions of dollars. They're gonna be millionaires as soon as they come home. If they get out tomorrow, they're gonna be instant millionaire because everybody gonna want their story. They're gonna get a book deal. You know, they're gonna be sitting on somebody's podcast, something. You know, they're gonna instantly be doing this 60 minutes. Everybody gonna want to interview them.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, so they're gonna get money. They're gonna instantly be millionaires when they get out. So I don't want them to come home. I want them to stay in there. But we shall see. You know, all these people trying to come home. Scott Peterson still fighting to try to get out of here.
Yeah,
you want to get out.
Scott, you ain't coming home.
He ain't coming home. And he don't need
staying
to.
right there.
Listen, I get it, but you know, it's a little thing called a law. Like, you didn't want to be in jail, but you did what you did.
So. If they can find any little thing that if everything wasn't ironclad and all the I's dotted and T's crossed, they're gonna find any little loophole they can get out. Any little loophole. So right now, I think they're taking this thing all the way to like the Supreme Court trying to get them out, you know. So
we'll see what happens. We definitely will have to see what happens with that one because they may find a loophole.
Right. Well, I know I saw an interview with Kitty, which is the mama, her brother. He don't want them home. He said, look, he felt that these are just some spoiled brats and he don't want nothing to do with getting his nephew. So he don't want them home because they took out his sister. Right. But I think people on the other side, the father, I think they want them home. So I don't know.
Yeah,
we still see what's going on.
That mama was a mess too. But I guess your family is your family, and somebody take out your sister, you're gonna feel some type of way about it.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, even if my sister, I got 2 sisters, and even if they're a mess, I don't want nobody to take them out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
listen, child, she shouldn't have had no kids because I don't know how you allow, at least from what we're seeing from this and what we've seen from other things, how you allow all of this to happen for your kids and you have no type of sympathy. I get going through your own thing. We all go through our own stuff, but to not take yourself, to not take your kids, to be so worried about your lifestyle that you sacrifice your integrity, your everything, and your kids just for the strength of some money.
Mama and daddy might have had some mental issues. I can't diagnose them, but they might have had some mental issues that was then passed down to their daggone kids, and the abuse and everything else mixed in, the alcohol, the pills.
The pill, all that, all of that. Yeah, I agree. I'm on the same page. I agree.
Barbara says keep them there because they're too close to her.
I know that's right.
Barbara lives 16 minutes away from the place, so she don't want them coming up. She don't want them coming up there to where she at. No, no, indeed. I agree. Well, y'all, I'm gonna keep coming back talking about it. If you can join me, I would love to have you. I'm gonna do next week. I'll do 5, 6. If I can get in 7, I will. It's a lot to be talking about, but if we can get in 7, I will, just to try to wrap this up. But definitely 5 and 6 for sure. 7.
Maybe you could do 7, 8, and 9 for the last one.
Yeah, I might. I thought about that. Do 5, 6 this week, and then the following one. I mean, the following one after. Do the 7, 8, 9. Then wrap it up. Yeah, because I don't want to drag it out too long, but I ain't want to talk about it all in one day. With all the episodes.
Yeah, 5 is very, very heavy.
Oh, okay. Well, then we won't. Then I'll just do 5 or 6. I'll just do 5, 6 next week. Heavy. Same time, same place, same address. and we and then we'll finish it off the rest of the series on the week after that. So that's what we'll do. Yeah, these Sunday Menendez live. Yeah, come back, Johanna, please come back. We love to have you. Everybody, please come back. So, what y'all got going on the remainder of the week? Anything's exciting? It's gonna be a lot going on all this week. I can tell y'all that now.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, for me, well, in about an hour, I'll be watching episode 2 of The Penguin. Oh, that show was so good. Y'all haven't watched it yet? You haven't watched it? The first,
good.
They knocked it out of the park with that first episode, so I'm gonna be watching that.
Oh Lord,
also,
I'm always behind. Jump on. Okay,
that's good.
Right? Of course, this week is the last episode of book 2, so I'll be watching that. We'll get in another episode of Fight Night, so be watching that as well. Also, tomorrow for me on my channel, the video I have is going to be about Beyonce. She got snubbed from the Country Music Awards for her Cowboy Carter album. She didn't get one nomination, so her fans are speaking out about it. And also it recently came out that she got nominated for something called the People's Country Music Awards. I didn't even know they had that. She got 17 nominations and didn't win not one award. So a lot of people are saying this.
It don't surprise me though.
So I'm gonna be talking. That's what I'm gonna be talking about tomorrow. And also got some other lives. And then also shout out to Moochie. She was and Derry was also in my True Crime Sunday live on Rumble. Today's topic was Kendrick Johnson. He was the boy. He was the boy that was in the mat. Yeah, so I'll be having another True Crime Sunday in about 2 weeks, and I said that.
I'm gonna keep it up too. After we finish with we're gonna find somebody, because when we already did the state Lacey Peterson thing, we did that one, and we're gonna have more because these stories don't never end. So
and you guys are doing Erik Menendez too.
Yeah, but I mean, but we're gonna keep it going. Like we're gonna have more and more. It's so much true crime.
I forget the name of it, but the one about the lady that gave her daughter up for adoption and then found out that the daughter was kidnapped. That one is very interesting.
I might. Yeah,
I can't think of the name right now. Yeah,
I can't think. That's on Netflix, right?
Yes,
yes. I'm gonna. Yeah, we're gonna probably talk about that at some point too. So, Moochie, what you got going on for anytime this week?
Tomorrow we're gonna do a round table, y'all, at 9. I just had to confirm it. We're gonna confirm it and everything. So I'm doing that. I also have to do my power. What's next? I got some a couple of predictions, and I got a circle back moment. If y'all watch my other videos with I'm gonna be answering some of y'all comments. You might be that person. All right.
Okay. And Tamika, anything exciting?
Well, I don't know how exciting it is. Well, it is kind of exciting if you watch From, because that's my show and they be doing the damn thing. But we're gonna be talking about that. Me and EJ, and I guess anybody else that wants to join that watches it. And then I think Tuesday we have our fight night round table. Zatima's coming up. We're going to be doing a Zatima after show. When sisters come up, I'm going to be doing that. And then now it's life after life. Child. These people crazy as hell. And Found, I'm going to be talking about that too when that come up. And of course, we got to finish out our power. We got to have our, watch party and all that good stuff. So we got a busy week. And then it'll be self-care Saturday and what you should be watching. So yeah, y'all keep your notifications.
Tamika, I definitely want to come back up for that one.
Busy. Okay.
Yeah, because I wasn't able to come up. I wasn't able to come up last. Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah.
Sally. We all gonna be looking at that, and I'm gonna try to twist Moochie's arm.
I'm watching that right now. I'm on episode
Vince McMahon. Yeah,
I'll talk about it.
You about to say Egg McMahon? That's the wrong guy.
Vince McMahon. Yeah,
I'll
talk about it.
I want to talk about it, but I feel like they focus more on Hulk Hogan, and I don't want to talk about him.
Did you finish it?
I haven't finished.
I didn't finish it, but the episode that I was on, they mostly talked about Hulk Hogan, and I feel like
they talk about Hulk Hogan quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't finished it yet.
I haven't finished it, so let me see.
I'm on episode.
We'll
5.
see. We'll talk about it. We'll see.
And episode 5 going to be on the era of wrestling that I loved, that I grew up on, which was the Attitude Era. That was, in my opinion, the best era of wrestling right there. And also, one of the things that I wanted to throw in there that I have coming this week, and I feel like I'm the guinea pig with this because I feel like I'm the only one in all of the Discord servers that is probably going to watch this movie, but I will be going to see the Joker movie, and I'm going to upload my review for it on
Okay, you know something? Oh, I was in the Discord. Did you see? I was in the Discord when y'all was going back and forth about that.
Oh yeah.
I said I like the first Joker. That first Joker is about mental health.
Yeah,
and to me, it was a great conversation. I mean, great. I mean, not the Discord conversation. I'm talking about the movie. I'm saying it really, we really probably should have actually did a deep dive in that on that Joker, because the first one was all about mental health.
It was.
That was crazy. The whole thing was crazy. I wouldn't have a problem going to see the second one. My son had mentioned that to me and said we should go to the movies and see that. And I say I might, but I hope it ain't super long though. That's the only thing. I hate these movies that be freaking 3 hours long.
Oh well, in that case, you probably don't like. You couldn't get through Avatar.
Oh Lord, I think I saw some of that on TV. Because I didn't go to the theater and see that. Why they gotta be so daggone long?
It's good though. It's a long movie. It's a good movie though.
But they was going at you real hard, like saying that I know. I know what they were saying. I said that's fine. I'm gonna still go see it. Go on and watch. Go on and watch it. Let us know.
And give my.
I trust your opinion. If you say it's good, I'll check it out. I trust your opinion. Then if you say it's trash, then it's probably trash. So. Now, the trailer looks good to me, and I'm not into the comic book stuff. The Marvel and the DC. I'm not really into that. So if I see those things and I like it, then I say I feel that it might be good. But you can't go by me because I don't follow that the comic book world stuff like that. So the trailer looked like it was interesting to me. So Miss Carrie, what you got going on?
Oh, I got to keep your notifications on. I have to get caught up on my Reasonable Doubt. I'll be doing this week the last episode of Power. We got Love is Blind season 7 coming this week. Found coming this week. A couple things I'm going to be working on.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy week. I mean, and I'm doing the same things everybody doing pretty much. Supposed to be doing Tulsa King, right? Moochie be doing that tomorrow, maybe. Tulsa King with Nita and Brillo, Moochie, and then Aaron Hernandez. Oh, that's on Wednesday. And then we got movie night with Moochie. What's the movie called? Robin. EBIN Robin. Tubi movie. Yeah, that's on Thursday, and then of course we got the watch party. So y'all get y'all nap in. This is the last one. This last episode was so good. This was the best episode of the whole entire season. Okay, because the rest of the season was just lackluster, but this was the best episode of the whole season.
And shout out for the crowd participation that y'all did on the post that I put up in the Discord. I said, how come none of the ladies hit the Mary J. Blige one time for Monet?
Throwing
them boots and start doing the Mary.
That's also, before we get off, R.I.P. to John Ashton from Beverly Hills Cop and Chris Christopherson.
I just got the breaking news about Chris Christopherson. Yeah,
everybody going up to yonder, man.
And also
going up to yonder.
And also, while we're at it, R.I.P. to Maggie Smith.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, the first time I saw her was in Sister Act. But
Sister Act, and my mother loves Downton Abbey. My mother was a big Downton Abbey person. I went on and bought all the whole set on DVD for my mother because she just sits there and keeps watching them over and over and over. She loves that Downton Abbey, and so.
And also shout out to the Harry Potter films as well, because she was in all the Harry Potter movies.
And Harry Potter,
I grew up on Harry Potter.
I wasn't into Harry Potter, but I do know she was in that. Yeah. She was 89 years old, but she
had all them Harry Potter.
But she looked 89 when she did Sister Act. So I didn't, she looked 89 back then, but rest in peace to her. She had a good run. I hope to live that long. So
right.
it's going it definitely is a blessing. So it's gonna be a busy week. I mean, look, this is the most YouTube I've been doing for a long time. Usually I do one video a week, maybe two a week. I've been doing every day this daggone month of September. I don't know how I'm doing it. And working 2 jobs.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm doing. But so I'm trying. I'm trying.
I got an idea for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I got an idea for y'all since because y'all say y'all do like throwback
Well,
throwback.
you need to tell us this backstage because it be people that jump on.
Yes.
Don't say it.
Let me let the people go get ready for it's Sunday night.
I see something here, y'all, that says the Menendez brothers will receive a decision on their appeal within the next 60 days. So we got to be on the lookout for that.
We're gonna have to do a special report.
Right.
Breaking news.
Right.
We're going to do a special report and talk about that when that happens. Lord have mercy. Yeah, that's gonna be something. But I want to thank everybody for coming through, checking us out. We done sit up here talking for 2 hours, but it was a good conversation. I didn't even pay attention until I looked just down, so it was 2 hours. So I enjoyed good conversation. So we will be back next week, and please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and keep on supporting us. See y'all next time. Peace.